Hello, I'm Miss Rogers. I'm the Head of Religious Studies here at Ellesmere College, and I have Carmen with me today, who has been studying A-level Religious Studies here, and so we're just going to tell you a little bit about the course and give you some impressions about what it's like to be sitting in the classrooms and doing the activities on the A-level course. So we choose the OCR exam board, which means that we have three major elements to the course. We have the philosophy element, the ethics, and also the theology. So in year 12, you get the opportunity to study all three, and that's the same for year 13, although obviously the level increases a little bit. We have exams for all three of those, so there's no coursework element. It's three 2-hour papers at the end of year 13, and by this time you get there, though, you have a real confidence and a real sense of knowing what you're doing and knowing all about the scholars and all about the topics we're doing when we get there. So I'm just going to pass over to Carmen for a little bit, and hopefully she's going to tell us a little bit about what it's like to study and why to choose religious studies and where it might take us in the future.
Well, I think we definitely get a lot of freedom when studying RS compared to some other subjects, because it's not a subject where there's necessarily like a right and a wrong answer. It's about your personal opinion and how you interpret certain areas of study. So, for example, one of my favourite topics that we've done has been in year 13 when we studied gender and theology. And there's so many scholars that come into play outside of the ones that the exam board specify. So I've really enjoyed being able to go and do some extra reading. I read After Christianity by Daphne Hampson, and being able to explore how I view the topics in a wider way than just what the exam board specifies, but still being able to use it in my exams because it's all very relevant, I think has been a big change from GCSE, where it's very, you're studying what's put in front of you. It's a lot more interpretation and how you want to view the things, which I think is definitely a big selling point. I didn't come into sixth form with like a fixed idea of what I wanted to do at university. So I picked RS and my other subjects just purely because I enjoyed doing them. But throughout the course, the way in which I've been studying has made me realise that I've wanted to go on to study the subject further. So I'm off to study religion, society and culture at Durham. But this wasn't something that I came into sixth form with like a really fixed idea of what I wanted to do, but the way in which I've been able to learn and explore like my own personal like favourite areas of the course made me realise it's something that I would have liked to take further, which I think has definitely been a good part of the course.
That's good to hear. So yes, there's lots of students who take religious studies A-level alongside other things. So over the years, students have studied it and then gone on to work in the world of business because they've done economics, business studies and RS. There are students who have specifically wanted to study philosophy at university, so they've come for the philosophical training and go on and combine that with politics, economics, things like that also. And then there are students who want to be medics, and I know that you know some medics who often do RS as well as an A-level for the human element. We study medical ethics as part of the ethics part of the course, so that becomes very relevant. Students who are going in to do any kind of social work, police, all of the jurisprudence that we talk about, all kinds of elements of the ethics course are really, really relevant to that. So on the philosophy side of things, we study a whole range of scholars, modern and classical, and we think about arguments for God's existence in quite a rigorous way. There's quite a lot of exploring of arguments, of learning how to argue, learning how to write well, thinking about your own beliefs and your own reflections on things like life after death, religious experience, so that's quite an interesting part of the course. We'll look at quite a lot of videos and thinking about personal experiences. The ethics side of the course, as we've just been saying, we're thinking about really well-known ethical theories such as utilitarianism, situation ethics, and we study the deontology of Kant, but we look at it in a really rigorous way, so we're really contextualising it, thinking about it in today's world, and that's a really important part of the course as well, isn't it? And then we have the theology section, which is thinking quite clearly about the beliefs across Christianity is our base religion, the God of classical theism that we explore, but we think about contemporary issues such as the gender that Carmen was referring to earlier. So if you're studying history or any of the other humanities subjects, there are strong links there. Dietrich Bonhoeffer and thinking about World War II. There are lots of links with other subjects, so it works really well as a combination subject, or the philosophies in its own right that you might want to take further. So we're hoping that you've enjoyed our video and you've had some questions answered maybe, and there's lots more details on the websites for you, and we look forward to welcoming you to Ellesmere College and into the classroom to debate with us.